friends, it's Kelly Pullum here, also known as Crafting Granny. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up in Canada, and tonight I'm going to do a little something different for my live video. I'm going to share with you a kit from Stampin Up's kit collection. Now, I just got lucky. I had ordered this kit because I wanted it, but as it turns out, Stampin Up is having a sale this month for the month of August. Kits are on sale up to 30% off. So those are not the paper pumpkin kits that come monthly. These are kits that you can look at in my online store and then place an order. And so the neat thing about that is you actually get to choose. Maybe you're feeling like, oh, I need some thank you cards to send out to people. Or I'd like to have some of those ready. Or maybe, oh, I wish I had some birthday cards ready so that when my child gets invited to a birthday party, when school goes back, I'm prepared and I don't have to have that last minute dash out to find a card. So lots of things that you might want to do using that kits collection. And this is the perfect time to try it because they are on sale, as I mentioned. The prices range, I think I saw from $12.60 to $27. This morning when I checked, there were 26 kits listed in the kit collection. 28 listed, but 2 of them were currently unavailable. Now, I have not checked that this evening. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Tracy. So welcome. Glad that you could join me tonight. So anyway, I am hoping that some people will want to purchase a kit from the kits collection and then join me in September for a kit together class. Now, this does not require that you buy the same kit that I've got. You can buy whatever you want. So somebody might have friendship cards they're working on. Someone else might have Christmas gift tags they're working on. There could be any number of things. I wanted to also mention some of the kits that I personally have tried because there are several of them that I really loved. I love the Sentimental Rose kit. It's a beautiful kit. Just a little bit of a note that the cards are note card size, not our standard Stampin' Up size. So Stampin' Up's cards are usually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and the note card size I think is maybe like 3 1/2 by 5 1/2, something like that. It's just a little slight bit different, so you'll want to pay attention to that. I also loved the No Matter the Weather kit. I thought it was really adorable. Just loved it. I have used the birthday card organizer, and I think that is a wonderful kit for anybody who wants to make life simpler and get organized for birthdays in your family. So there are cards that you can make with the kit, but there's also an organizer book that you create and decorate that you can store the cards in as you make them and prepare to give them. So even if you weren't usually making cards, you could put store-bought cards in if you felt like you needed to at some time, although I don't understand why you would want to. Another thing we have, there's a kit for doing a schedule. So like you would post it on your wall, and then you could post things on that about what's coming up in your week or anything, sort of a note board maybe. It's magnetic, and so that would be a neat thing for a family to have as they're getting ready for fall back to school and wanting to plan what's coming up. What other types of kits? I'm going to take a quick look at my notes here so I can remember everything that was there. Oh, there's one that's almost like a little mini scrapbook. So it's, what was it called? Love This Memory Notebook. So you can take photos and write some little notes in with it and create a beautiful little notebook. Using that kit. So there are just so many possibilities. There are multiple thank you cards. There are multiple birthday card kits. There's friendship card kits, kindness card kits. I personally have used the Robot Buddies kit to make cards for children and loved it. One that I have not managed to get yet, but I think would be the next one that I would go for, is the Christmas Whimsy. And I've not got it because mainly whenever I go to purchase it, it's sold out. And so I've had to, I haven't been able to get that one yet, but that is one that I want to get. So there are a number of kits there. As I said, right now the confetti birthday kit is unavailable and the Boho Beach is unavailable. That was as of this morning, but the sale did start this morning. So it may be that there are some more that are sold out at this point. I didn't check before my video tonight. So I'm going to switch us over to the desktop view so that you can see what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you, this is like right from the kit. So I have not even opened the box yet. Okay. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here in just a moment. I'm waiting for the video to catch up with me. There we go. And I do have a little bit of freezing on the bottom of my camera. Nancy and Tracy, you can let me know if you're able to see what I'm doing. Hopefully you are. So I've got my little letter opener here. I'm going to use that to get started to open the kit. This is what it came. It's got the name of it. It comes in this nice little box, which is perfect for traveling. So if you wanted a kit that you could take with you on summer vacation, Stampin' Up! Kits are perfect for that. And as I mentioned, the advantage of the kit collection is you know what you're getting. Oh dear. All right, let's see. I am having trouble with my cameras these days. Let's just look. I don't know what to do to try to fix this. Okay, well, hang on. I'm going to take you for a ride again. Here we go. Let's see. Let's try it here. I need some tape. All right, now let me switch that. There. So you're still seeing it sideways. Okay, another little shift here. Okay. Okay. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, it's upside down. Okay. I'm thinking. Here we go. I'm going to need a table to put my stand on. So come on in, Z. Come on in, girl. Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Okay. So now I believe you can see what I see. My apology for the wild ride. I'm going to have to do something for whatever reason. My camera is not working to stay unfrozen. It was frozen last week as well. So opening my kit box, I have a pecan pie ink spot, and I'm going to just use my letter opener to open that, and then you can just keep that lid on it and close it that way, and that will be my ink for the cards. I have a stamp set in this kit. The sentiments say, sit back and relax, enjoy your day, and then there's some foliage, and there's some dots here. Okay, in the kit, because this is a kit, and they don't assume that you have anything, I also have an ink block, adhesives, and some twine and so on. So everything I need to make the cards is here in the kit. So, as I said, this is my little ink block that comes with the kit. You can tell it hasn't been used. It's nice and shiny and clean. And this is my, these are my dimensionals. I have my envelopes, which coordinate with the kit. That's one of the things I do love about Stampin' Up's kits, is that they do coordinate things so beautifully. I've got my card bases here that go with the kit, and this kit makes multiples of 2 different types. So I'm going to start by pulling out one of each type. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, of each type. Yes. And then I've got the other materials I need. So I've got these little punch out pieces, which remind me of doing paper dolls when I was a young girl. Okay. These are for stamping on. Then I've got some little glue dots here, which are another adhesive that I'll use. So I've got 2 types of adhesive. And behind the cardboard piece, I have the very important instructions. So this picture shows everything that's in the kit. It tells you what colors coordinate with this project. So if you wanted to change how you do it and add some different things to the kit, it tells you crumb cake, lost lagoon, pecan pie, pool party, and wild wheat are the colors used in this kit. And you notice it is in multiple languages because Stampin' Up is a company that is in not all around the world, but in a variety of countries. And then these are our instructions. Now the instructions are mainly in picture form. So it shows card number 1, and you would come down this side for the instructions for card number 1 and card number 2. Have I got that right? No, this shows what you need to make card number 1, and then this is the instructions, and then this shows what you need to make card number 2, and these are the instructions. I have to look at my little boxes here, these little black boxes. The instructions are numbered, so you can follow along, step 1, 2, 3, and then there is a little tool for measuring along the side, and it measures in centimeters and it measures in inches. So I'm going to start off just following what it does here. So I'm going to take out the card base that looks like this and the card base that looks like this. Can you see? I'm trying to put things in the camera, but it's a little bit difficult since I don't have a lot of space showing. I need to move some things out of the way here. Excuse my reach. There. Maybe it will be a bit easier if I do it this way. There. Hi, Joan. Welcome. Oh, Tracy. This is the Boho Beach Kit, and it's currently unavailable, sadly, but it is a beautiful kit. I absolutely love it. So here we go. So we've got 2 different card pieces, and then I'm going to pull out what the instructions tell me I need for each card. So I'm just punching out the pieces here, just gently. It's not hard to do. Okay, so there's one, and I need a chair, and that's going with this one. Then I need one of these pieces. That's going with this card. And I need one of these pieces for this card. Then I've got these pieces that look like shells or leaves. Now the tricky part is to figure out the size, because there's 2 sizes, but it looks to me from the instructions like the small one goes with the top card and the larger one goes with the bottom card. Then I've got my umbrella here. One is coming out, so I'm just going to pull that one because it wants to come apart. And then I've got this Lost Lagoon leaf, and it's going into this one. Okay, so now it even shows in my card here, in my instructions, it even shows which stamps I need. So for the first card, I need one of the leaves, the sort of the textured sand and enjoy your day. And for the other card, I need the other leaf and the textured sand and sit back and relax. So it shows all those things right there. It shows here that I need how many of the dimensionals and how many of the glue dots, and it even shows that I need the linen thread there. So everything is just done in pictures. So I'm going to go ahead here, move down to the second part, and I'm going to assemble the first card. So if you've never stamped before, I'm going to give you one little tip. This stamp set is clear, and I would recommend having a cushion of some kind underneath it. So a foam mouse pad would work. I happen to have a foam mat. Stampin' Up sells Stampin' Pierce mats. This one is not that, although it's very similar. This is just a thick piece of fun foam. But you might want to use that to help you get a good stamp on your image when you're using a clear stamp. If you have rubber stamps, they have those pieces already on them, but this does not. So then it clearly shows me which pieces I need to stamp, and I'm going to stamp directly on the card base a little bit here, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. It tells me that I need 12 inches of the linen thread, and I'm going to use that to make a bow, which I will attach to the back of my sentiment strip shown here. Okay, so I'm going to start off. First, I'm going to fold my card base. Now, I have a special tool that I use for flattening card bases. It's called a bone folder. If you don't have something like that, you can just use the acrylic block like this, or anything nice and flat that you can use to smooth it down. Okay, and it just helps to give a nice firm crease so that your card will stay closed when you're finished making it. So then I better keep this up higher. I have to remember my camera's in a different place tonight. So I need my stamps and my stamp set. So I'm going to pull off this first one. And I'm just going to flip that lid open, and I can just hold this. So I put my index finger inside, and I use 2 fingers to hold the outside, and then I can ink my stamp just like so. Nice and easy. If you're not sure, just take a look and see. You might not see on camera, but I can see in person that the color has covered the stamp. Now I'm going to bring this over, and I'm just going to position this right on, and I'm looking at my instructions, and it looks like it's about here. Now, you do want to put things kind of sort of where they belong, but don't get too stressed about this. It does not have to be in precisely the same spot as it shows in the picture. You will have to consider where you're putting the other features of your kit if you don't put it in the same spot, but that's okay. It'll be just fine. So now I'm looking for my chamois, which I know I brought into the craft room. The chamois is another tool that Stampin' Up sells. Mine I've cut in half, and I keep it in an empty stamp case. And it's a tool for cleaning your stamps. You don't have to have a chamois. You could just rinse it under the tap, but this is a lot faster and easier so that I don't have to run from the craft room back to back to the bathroom to rinse it, and then back here or whatever. But if you're stamping in the kitchen, you'd be just fine. So I'm going to take that piece off, and now I'm going to add this little textured piece, which is going to be for the sand. And I'm going to repeat this process. And I'm just going to stamp some sand down here on this shoreline. So I'm just looking at the picture, and it shows that the sand is down here kind of around the rocky area. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp there. Ink again. Stamp again. Ink again. And I think I'll do one more kind of sort of in the middle. There we go. All right, now again with my chamois. Now, one thing I did not mention, when you're inking, our ink spots are fairly firm. So you can press pretty well with those and not worry about getting too much ink. But if you happen to be using one of our regular stamp pads, they're much softer, and so you want to be really gentle with applying the ink. But ink spots are perfect for beginners because the surface is much firmer, and it's easy to get the ink onto the stamp and not have it going all over. Now, here's a tip for you. When you're using a sentiment strip like this, often if you apply it to the block like this, sometimes you might bend it and it doesn't turn out perfectly straight. If you put your stamp onto the paper. So I've turned it so the smooth side, the flat side is up, and I bring my ink block to the stamp, then I'm going to pick it up and it's going to be straight because it was just lying there nice and straight. So that's a little tip for you. Instead of trying to apply it this way, set it down and pick it up with your block. Okay, now I'm going to apply my ink. And I'm going to pull in my sentiment piece here. And we're just going to stamp across there in the center. Now it's a little trickier here. Maybe I need to stand up so I can see better. There. And you want to go just straight up and down. Okay? It's important to go straight up and down because if you start to rock your stamp like this, you'll often get some smudging and things don't turn out quite as nice and neat. But you know what? Even if that happens, don't stop stamping because people will love to receive a hand-stamped card even if the image is not perfection itself. Trust me, I know this. Okay, so now we're going to take our card base and we've got our sentiment piece. We need 12 inches of linen thread. That's this piece. So I'm going to use my little measuring tool here. I'm going to start at the 0 and go to 6. And then start at 6. And go to the 12, or to the 6 again. And then I can cut that off. I've got my paper snips here from Stampin' Up, but you can use whatever you have at home. Now again, this is kind of, the ribbon is kind of curly, the twine is kind of curly. If you pull gently on it, it helps to straighten it out a bit. You can even use your bone folder if you have it, or something else smooth like that to help to pull the twine straighter so it's easier to work with for doing your bow. Now, they've shown here, they didn't even actually do a bow. They just laid the ribbon on the back. So I'm going to take this and turn it over. I'm going to apply 3 of the dimensionals on the back. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to add a glue dot in here. Now, you can pick these off with your fingers. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. This is a Stampin' Up tool that has a pokey tool on the end, a flat spatula tool, and it has a putty tip on it. The putty tip is great for picking up things like sequins or rhinestones. The spatula is great for if you need to separate some paper that you've stuck together and then you realize that's a mistake. The pokey tool is great for these glue dots. So I just use my Take Your Pick tool, poke it under the glue dot, pick it up, set it down where I want it to go, and then I just lift gently on the edge of it, and I can lift the paper backing off of the glue dot like so. There's also paper backing on the back of the dimensionals, which I'm going to remove now. Okay, so now we have 3 sticky back dimensionals and we have our glue dot. So I'm going to take my linen thread or my twine. I'm going to poke it into the glue dot, make a loop, poke it in there again, make a loop on the other side. I keep getting my finger caught in the sticky dimensionals, and stick it in there again. Now, because I've added quite a bit of twine there, I'm going to stick another glue dot on the top. But this time I'm not going to take the backing off. I'm just going to leave it on there to help hold everything in place. Okay? Now, I need my umbrella. I really am getting my fingers caught in this. I'm going to set it out of the way for a second. So I need my umbrella. Here it is. And it's going to go up here. So I'm going to attach that using some glue dots, I think. And the pictures show putting one up here, one down here, and one in the middle. Another trick with my pokey tool is when I want to make the glue dot smaller, I apply the tip and I roll it. So then when I go to put it onto my paper like this, it's folded, and so it won't come over the edge. So again, I can flip my top off of there, get the paper backing off. This one I'm not worried about because it's going to be hidden. So I'm going to just lay this down on top here, like so. Press down where the glue dots are, and that is attached. Now I need my my other two pieces here. This one goes last. I need this piece next. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to apply some glue dots to the back of it. And again, you can just kind of see where is there space to hide it on the back here so that it's not going to show through. And if you can't get a spot where it won't show through, then you can find a spot where it's going to be hidden by something else you're layering on the card. So this piece, whoops, is going to just go over the top here. I think I want it over a little further there so that my stamped image is kind of coming up in between those two pieces. So there we go. Layer that down. Next I've got my leaf here. And this one is going to just go behind my sentiment strip. So I want to kind of position my sentiment strip here. Oops, don't go down yet. And I'm going to just position that in behind there. I like it on an angle, just a bit. And then this goes on top. And I'm going to try and line that up with the bottom here. And there we go. Now they've got their ribbon coming further on an angle. I could maybe twist mine over a little bit. There. Okay. So there we have it. So that is card number 1. I think it's gorgeous. And I think anyone would love to receive this. And then inside you've got a spot. Because it's white on the inside, you've got a spot to write a personal note. Or if you're loving the stamping, you might want to purchase a second sentiment set and stamp a second sentiment inside the card as well. Often our sentiments work well that way, so you can have one on the outside and one on the inside. Okay, so next card, card number 2. So again, I'm going to take my card base. Whether the camera is showing, I don't know, but it is scored. I have to rearrange here. It is scored in the middle for you so you know exactly where the middle is. I'm just going to burnish that with my bone folder. Lay that down flat. Let's see that I get right side up here. So I'm looking at my image. Oh, they've got it. Actually, it's going to go this way. Beautiful. So this one is landscape position. Okay, then it's showing me again what I need to stamp. So I'm going to pull in my sentiment strip, and I'm going to stamp that using the pecan pie, and this time I'm using Sit Back and Relax. So again, I'm going to lay it down, pick it up on the block, and then apply my ink. Yes, Nancy, the colors are very calming. I find them very soothing, and I think just a nice card to send to somebody for any reason in these summer months. So sit back and relax. There we go. And then we're going to, and again, remember, straight up and down with your stamping. Clean off my stamp. It's always best to clean it before you try to take it off the block. Ask me how I know. If you don't, you'll get inky fingers and end up with marks on your card. So the next piece I need to stamp, I need this piece. Oh, I didn't quite get it all on the block there. This is a pretty big one. So we're going to bring our card base in and this, and we're going to ink up here. And we're going to stamp this over towards this side so that it shows a little bit better than on the other side. Oh, I'm just checking. It does look, I think it's fully inked. There we go. There. And I'll clean that off. And then I'm going to switch for the sand again. We're going to have a little bit of sand down here. And a little bit of sand up here. There we go. So we've got some texture added there. Now I'm going to pull in my die cut pieces, my punched out pieces. I'm going to apply glue dots on the leaf. So again, I'm going to use my pokey tool. And just apply a couple of these to the Lost Lagoon leaf. If you wonder why I'm calling it the Lost Lagoon leaf, that's because that is the color that Stampin' Up calls this color Lost Lagoon. So now I'm going to put this on here, and it's just kind of going opposite this other one in the other direction. There we go. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to use a couple dimensionals on it. There. And this one is going to come over here on an angle. There. All right. Now again, this time I need 7 inches of the twine. I can hear my dog. I think she's asking to go out. Here we go, 7 inches. Just snip that bit off. Use my bone folder to straighten it out a little bit. And this piece is going to be wrapped around this sentiment label. So I'm going to use a glue dot on the back. Position that here in the center. And then I'm just going to wrap this around. I think actually they had the loose part at the front of this for some reason. So I'm going to let it stick out above the top. Maybe just to add a little more texture. And then I'm going to wrap wrap, wrap. I think I do want that one down. So because I want mine to stick down and not stand up, I'm going to use a little Scotch tape on the back. So just a little bit of Scotch tape will help to hold those ends down nicely for me. There. Now I've got my twine wrapped around there. That is wonderful. I want to smooth that one out, one way and one the other. Okay. Now this is going to go on some dimensionals. And it's showing this right over here. I'm just trying to get the height where I want it. I'm going to pull it this way a little bit because this chair is going over top. Oops, we don't need those in there. Oh, I'm hiding. Sorry, I've come out of the camera again. I have to keep remembering because of the awkwardness of my camera tonight. It's not right on the center of my table. So this is going to go over the top here. Yes, I need to move my piece up just a little bit because otherwise it's going to be too low for this, I think. So I'm going to just shift this a titch. There. Just shift it up a little bit there. And now I can put my glue dots on here, and that is going to work better. Okay. If I was stamping this a second time, I think I might stamp my sentiment further to the right. Oh, do you know what? I've got my twine on the wrong end of this piece. Hang on a minute. I stamped mine upside down. They had theirs this way. That's okay. I think I'm going to just go with it the way I did it. But they had the twine on this end, and they stamped the sentiment this way. But it's all good. We're going to just do it this way. And we're going to put our glue dots on here. Now I'm primarily trying to put glue dots where they're going to land on the raised up pieces here, because I know that these pieces are going to be sticking off the edge. So I'm applying my glue dots intentionally where I think they're going to land on top of the raised up pieces. So let's see how I've done here. There we go. Get those off of there. Now this one I know is going to go right on there, and here, and here, and up here, and there we go. Perfect. So we've got 2 cards. Sit back and relax and enjoy your day. Which one is your favorite, I'm wondering? I have to admit, I think I'm partial to this one just because I love the background so much. This one is beautiful, but it's fading a little for me. Maybe it might actually be nicer if I had the twine on the right end, because I think that would balance things a little more nicely. Anyway, they are gorgeous, and you could dress these up just by adding some of our basic rhinestone jewels. They would add a lovely touch to these cards. In fact, I'm going to just try that with this one. here, I've got some of these. These are the larger ones of our basic rhinestone jewels. And I'm just going to try adding a few on here just because I happen to have them sitting right on my desk. They do not come in the kit, but it can be fun to add a little sparkle. And that might be something else you would like to add to your Stampin' Up! Purchases. So tonight I've used the Take Your Pick tool, a bone folder, my paper snips, but these are basic tools. You don't have to have these to make the cards. And I've also used some of our basic rhinestone jewels, which can be found in the annual catalog. So, gorgeous cards. I'm sure your friends would love to receive them. And easy to make. And as I said, everything you need to make these cards is included in your kit. So, check out the kits collection. I have a current host code posted in the description of the video. And I hope that you will check that out and have a look at all the kits that are available in my online store. If you have an idea in mind of something that you'd like to make and you're not sure what kit might suit your purposes best, please let me know and I'd be happy to consult with you. One thing that you may want to know is that some kits do not include any stamping. Some of the less expensive kits are less expensive because Stampin' Up! Has pre-printed the sentiments, and so you do not need to do the stamping portion of this. That might be useful if you are someone who has a bit of a problem with the stamping, perhaps if you have a tremor or something like that, although we do have tools to help with that as well. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the cards and that you'll come back next Tuesday. It will be a surprise. I don't plan to do another kit, although I suppose I could. But it'll be a surprise because I haven't planned it yet. Anyway, don't forget also, if you wish to join me for the kit night, this is something I failed to mention at the beginning. If you wish to join me for the kit together on September 21st, it will be at 7 p.m. You need to purchase a kit and register by August 31st to ensure that you'll have your kit in time to do the class. So as I said, please do let me know if I can help you in any way. Thanks for joining me tonight and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye now.